This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I hope everybody enjoyed going to the Mekoymos HaKadoshim in Nice. Who would have thought that a perfume factory would be considered one of the Mekoymos HaKadoshim? Now, I don't know if this shiur will ultimately go up onto Torah Anytime. I don't know if we could let the cat out of the bag that we went to this particular Makom Kadosh. But let's see how it goes. At the Fragonard Perfumery, it's really amazing that the human nose can be trained to smell hundreds of scents. It takes only 10 years, 3 years of studying theory, 7 years of practicum, and after all of that, only 100 noses in the whole world, like Chazal say, Elef Nichnas Lemikra, and only Eser are Yotzei. So you have, but it's incredible how of all the sense of the human being, the sense of smell could be trained to be extended so far and to be so sensitive. And it reminds me of a Gemara in Sanhedrin. The Gemara says that when Mashiach comes, how will we know if someone is Mashiach? He's going to have a business card. By the way, I'm Mashiach. So the Gemara says if he could smell out a court case, if he could scent out, smell out a case, if he could whiff out the case, that's the sign he's Mashiach. And the Bnei Yissaschar explains why is it that of all the senses we're able to test the Mashiach through the sense of smell. The Bnei Yissaschar says very interesting that by the Chedu Eitz Hadas, so it says that Vatera, the woman saw, so she ruined, she soiled, she impugned the sense of sight. Vatikach, she took from the fruit, so she impugned the sense of touch. Vatoichal, she tasted. And Hishamato l'kol ishtecha, Adam listened to Chava. So all the senses of man were sullied, were impugned, except it doesn't say that Adam smelled the fruit. It says in Bnei Yissaschar that is because there's only one sense that remains pristine, that remains the way HaKadosh Baruch Hu created it before the sense of Adam Arishain, and that is the sense of smell. Therefore, Mashiach will bring the world back to the level of Adam Arishain before the Chet. The way we're able to test whether he in fact is Mashiach is if his sense of smell remains pristine. So perhaps that's the reason why of all the human senses, the one that could still be trained to be the most sensitive is the sense of smell, because that's the one sense that was not sullied by the sin of Adam Arishon. So that's the first thing to think about when you go to the perfume factory, how the human sense of smell is the most pristine of all the various abilities of man. Next idea. Each sense of smell in the perfume factory is associated with a different musical note. She said each scent is associated with another musical note. So this is a proof to a well-established idea of Rabbi Yosef Engel. Who would have thought that Rabbi Yosef Engel's alumnus would come into the perfume factory? Rabbi Yosef Engel points out, if you look in the Gemara Megillah, the Gemara Megillah says, why is the Kinneret, why is the Galilee Sea called Kinneres? Because its waters are clear and sweet like a harp. Its waters are sweet like a harp. As for Rabbi Yosef Engel, a harp is not sweet. Harp is a sound. Sweet is a taste. How could you say its waters are sweet like a harp? Says Rabbi Yosef Engel, from here we learn the principle of the Ibn Ezra, that all the senses are connected. So a sound can be associated with a taste. So likewise, we see in the perfume factory, a smell could be associated with a tone, with a musical note. Here's another proof to this concept. Says Rabbi Yosef Engel, Re'eh Reach Beni, see the scent. What do you mean see the scent? Smell the scent, not see the scent. Again, you see that all the senses are connected, and the same way you could hear something or smell a scent, you could see a scent. And then obviously, I thought somebody's going to tell me this one. This is the most obvious lesson. Come on. It says in the Haggadah Shel Pesach, Ilu Karvanu Lifnei Har Sinai Leinosan Lanu Es HaTorah Dayena. If we would have stood at Sinai, and Hashem wouldn't have given us the Torah, it would have been enough. And everybody asks, What do you mean? What would we have accomplished by standing on Har Sinai if Hashem wouldn't have given us the Torah? So what's the famous mashal that Rapam gives? Somebody who goes into the perfume factory, even if he's not foolish enough to buy something that he could have bought on Amazon for less money, he still walks out smelling good. So I always wondered, why do you walk out smelling good? So I was, the whole atmosphere smells. No, because they spritz you the whole time. They're spritzing you. So by the time you walk out, you smell good. So Pam would say, just like if someone goes into a perfume factory, now smell your hands, right? You smell from the perfume, even if you don't buy anything. So too, if we would have gone to Har Sinai, even if Hashem would not have given us the Torah, that elevative experience would have brought us to a completely different madrega. So these are all great limudim from the Makom Kadosh of the perfume factory, Fragonard, Perfumery in Nice. And in a few minutes, we're going to speak about some of the great Rishonim that lived in Provence.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.